Have you ever gone to bed thinking you did everything right? A light dinner, maybe a salad, steamed vegetables, something you believed would protect your heart. You felt good, even proud. But then you wake up in the middle of the night dizzy. Your arm feels numb. Your speech is off. And for a terrifying moment, you wonder, am I having a stroke? Most seniors assume strokes come from sugar-fried food or stress. But here's a question no one asks. What if the very vegetables you trust are quietly putting your brain at risk? Sounds impossible, I used to think so too. But after decades working with older adults, I've seen the same shocking pattern over and over again. Foods that helped you at 40 can silently hurt you at 70 simply because your body has changed. Here's the truth, after 60, your kidneys slow down, your blood vessels stiffen. Your body doesn't process healthy food the way it used to, and one innocent mistake, like eating the wrong vegetable at the wrong time, can push you dangerously close to a stroke overnight. That's why in today's video I'm revealing 9 common vegetables that may secretly raise stroke risk in seniors, and more importantly, how to eat them safely so you stay sharp, strong, and independent. Watch until the very end, because the last vegetable is one almost every senior eats weekly, and it may be the most dangerous of all. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why your body reacts differently now than it did 20 years ago, even when you eat the same foods? One of my patients, 74 years old, told me this. "Doctor, I've eaten spinach all my life. Why now do I feel lightheaded after dinner?" That question haunts more seniors than you realize. And the truth is painful. The problem isn't the food. It's how your body has changed. At 40, your kidneys filter efficiently, your blood flows easily, your metabolism is stable. But after 60, everything slows down silently. Your blood vessels stiffen. Your kidneys flush toxins more slowly. Your body becomes more sensitive to blood pressure swings, hydration changes, and nutrient imbalances. And if you're taking medications like blood thinners or diuretics, the risk multiplies. Here's what no one tells you. A vegetable that once nourished you can quietly turn into a trigger, not because it's bad, but because it no longer fits your body's needs as they are now. And this mismatch is what causes silent clots, poor oxygen delivery to the brain, even overnight strokes that creep in while you sleep. But here's the good news. You don't have to fear food. You just have to learn how to eat like someone over 60, not like someone who's still 40. In the next section, I'll walk you through 9 vegetables one by one and show you exactly how they can go wrong, and more importantly, how to make them safe again. Ready? Let's begin with the first vegetable, one you've probably always thought of as your best friend. Spinach. How a lifetime superfood can turn against you after 60. Maria was 78 when she walked into my office. Bright eyes, steady voice. "I eat clean," she said. Oatmeal water and every morning spinach smoothie. But she had a problem. Lately her hands tingled in the morning. She'd wake up dizzy. One day she slurred a word over breakfast, and that's when her daughter called me. Most would never suspect spinach. After all, it's a superfood, right? But here's what no one tells seniors. Spinach is rich in oxalates, plant compounds that latch onto calcium in your body. For younger adults, this isn't a problem. But after 60, your kidneys slow down. Your vessels stiffen. And many seniors take calcium or vitamin D. That combination creates the perfect storm. Oxalates plus calcium dust tiny crystals in your bloodstream. These crystals quietly build up in the small arteries that feed your brain. Over time, they restrict blood flow like sand in a pipe. And in the silence of sleep, that restricted flow can trigger a silent stroke. The food you trusted, the food you thought protected you, may be quietly working against you. But don't panic, spinach isn't the enemy. It just needs to be respected. Here's how to protect yourself. Eat spinach earlier in the day, breakfast or lunch, not dinner. Avoid mixing it too often with calcium or vitamin D supplements. If you have kidney issues, talk to your doctor before making it a daily habit. Spinach is still powerful, but after 60, it must be treated like medicine, not a snack. 2. Broccoli. When vitamin K turns from healer to hazard after 60. Victor was 82. A retired teacher with discipline in everything, especially his diet. Broccoli every day, he told me proudly. It's my heart's best friend. He wasn't wrong, but he wasn't entirely right either. Because last winter, Victor was rushed to the ER. His blood pressure spiked, then crashed. The doctors were puzzled. He didn't eat junk, didn't miss medications. So what went wrong? Broccoli. Yes, the same broccoli he thought was saving him. You see, broccoli is rich in vitamin K, a nutrient that helps your blood clot. That's usually good until you're on blood thinners. Victor, like millions of seniors, was prescribed warfarin for atrial fibrillation. But here's what nobody told him. Too much vitamin K can block the effect of your medication. Too little and your blood becomes too thin. But worst of all, inconsistency. One day with extra broccoli, one without it, throws off your body's delicate balance. And suddenly your brain is caught in the crossfire between clots and bleeding. The result, risk of stroke. Not because of broccoli itself, but because of the timing and quantity. Here's how to protect yourself. Don't cut broccoli out, just keep your intake consistent. Don't binge on it 1 week and skip the next. Always tell your doctor if you eat it regularly, they can adjust your meds safely. Broccoli still protects your heart. But after 60, it's not just food, it's part of your medical plan. Eat it wisely and it becomes a shield. Careless and it can quietly become a blade. 3. Romaine lettuce, the innocent salad that can thicken your blood while you sleep. Galina was 76, elegant, sharp and careful about her health. She had one evening ritual, a light dinner salad with romaine lettuce. It helps me sleep light, she said. But lately she wasn't sleeping well at all. She felt dry in the mouth, dizzy when getting out of bed. One night her hand went numb. Her son rushed her to the ER fearing the worst. Was it stress medication? No, it was her salad. Here's what many seniors don't realize: romaine lettuce, fresh, crisp, and seemingly perfect, is a natural diuretic. It gently tells your body to release fluids. In youth, that's harmless, but after 60, your kidneys slow down. Your thirst signals weaken. Your blood vessels lose flexibility. So what happens when you eat romaine at night? You gently dehydrate while you sleep. And when your blood becomes thicker overnight, it flows slower through your arteries. Slower blood. Narrow vessels. A little clot. That's all it takes. A peaceful salad can become the perfect setup for a silent stroke in the dark of night. But you don't have to give up your greens. Just change when you eat them. Here's how to stay safe. Eat romaine lettuce at lunch or early dinner, not late at night. If you must have it in the evening, drink a small glass of water with it. Be extra cautious if you take diuretics or blood pressure meds. Salad is still your friend, but after 60, timing is everything. What helps your heart at noon may harm your brain at midnight. 4. Carrots, the sweet snack that can spike and crash your brain overnight. Sergey, 81, had a habit he believed was healthy. Raw carrots, he said. Crunchy sweet, perfect before bed. He'd snack on them while reading the newspaper, feeling proud. No sugar, no chips, just carrots. But for months, Sergey had been waking up in a fog. His heart would race at dawn. He felt lightheaded, standing up. He dismissed it as just aging until one morning he collapsed in the bathroom. The ER doctor told him something that shocked him. Carrots were part of the problem. Here's why raw carrots are high in natural sugars. Your body digests them fast, especially when eaten alone, and for younger people that sugar spike is easily managed. But after 60, metabolism slows. Blood sugar regulation weakens. Many seniors have prediabetes or full diabetes even without knowing it. That late-night carrot snack caused Sergey's blood sugar to spike, then crash hard while he slept. The crash triggered stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These tightened his blood vessels, spiked his blood pressure, and thickened his blood. The perfect storm for a silent stroke. All from a handful of carrots at the wrong time. Here's how to protect yourself. Eat carrots earlier in the day, not before bed. Don't eat them alone. Pair with protein or healthy fats like hummus, yogurt, or nuts. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, monitor how carrots affect your blood sugar. Carrots are still full of antioxidants and beta-carotene, but after 60, timing plus pairing yucks safety. Healthy food? Yes. Healthy at the wrong time? No. 5. Garlic, the ancient medicine that can thin your blood too far. Anatoly was 85, wise and skeptical. He believed in nature's power. Garlic is better than pills, he'd say, chopping cloves into every meal. He even took garlic supplements every day. He rarely got sick. But then the bruises started. Dark marks on his arms, his legs, a nosebleed that wouldn't stop, and one morning dizziness so severe he couldn't stand. Tests showed his blood was too thin, dangerously so. And the cause not his prescription, but the garlic. You see, garlic is nature's blood thinner. It contains allicin and sulfur compounds that reduce clotting, helpful, yes. But if you're already taking blood thinners like warfarin, clopidogrel, or even daily aspirin, adding garlic can tip the balance too far. Blood that's too thin can't clot. Tiny vessels in your brain become vulnerable. A small fall, a sharp turn in bed, and you're at risk of a hemorrhagic stroke. Anatoly thought he was protecting his heart, Instead, he was quietly risking a bleed he wouldn't feel until it was too late. How to protect yourself. Avoid garlic supplements unless your doctor approves. Use fresh garlic only in small amounts and always cooked, not raw. Watch for warning signs, unexplained bruising, constant fatigue, frequent nosebleeds. Garlic is powerful. But after 60, it's not just food, it's medicine. And like all medicine, the dose matters. Cook it gently. Use it wisely. Let it protect, not harm. 6. Onions. When a common flavor can quietly drop your pressure too low. Lydia was 79 and loved to cook. Onions were her signature in soups, stews, salads. Onions fight inflammation, she'd say. They clean the blood. But in recent months, Lydia started feeling off. Tired after meals. Dizzy after standing up. One afternoon, she fainted in her garden. Her doctor found her blood pressure had dropped too low, but she wasn't on new medication. Her diet hadn't changed, or so she thought. What she didn't realize was that onions in large amounts amplify the effect of her blood pressure pills. Here's what was happening inside her body. Onions are rich in quercetin, a compound that widens blood vessels. That's good unless you're already on medication doing the same thing. Together, they can make your blood pressure dip dangerously low, especially at night when hydration drops and circulation slows. Low pressure doesn't always feel like an emergency, but in seniors it means less oxygen to the brain, slower reaction time, confusion, and a greater risk of fainting or mini-strokes. Here's how to stay safe. Treat onions as flavor, not a main dish. Cook them instead of eating large amounts. Raw heat softens quercetin's effect. Avoid onion-heavy meals at night. If you're on blood pressure meds, talk to your doctor about how much onion you regularly consume. Lydia didn't need to give up her cooking. She just needed to adjust like every wise cook learns over time. Onions still heal, but after 60, they need a gentler role in your kitchen. 7. Corn. The comfort food that spikes blood, sugar like white bread. Ivan was 83 and corn reminded him of childhood. Corn soup, cornmeal porridge, sweet corn on the cob. It felt warm, simple, harmless. But Ivan also had type 2 diabetes well controlled, or so he thought. Then came the fatigue, the blurry vision, the strange heartbeat at night. One morning, he woke up soaked in sweat, shaking. His blood sugar had crashed hard, and it all traced back to something no one warned him about. Corn behaves like sugar. Here's what most seniors don't realize. Corn is technically a vegetable, yes, but nutritionally it acts more like a starch. It breaks down quickly into glucose. And in an aging body, especially with slow insulin response, that spike can be sharp, followed by a crash in the middle of the night. That crash sends the body into panic mode. Stress hormones rise, blood vessels constrict, your heart races, your brain strains for oxygen, the perfect setup for a stroke during sleep. And the danger is greater at night when you're dehydrated and inactive. Here's how to enjoy corn safely. Avoid eating corn at night. Pair it with protein or healthy fats like beans, eggs, avocado to slow sugar absorption. Treat corn as a side dish, not a staple. Fresh corn is better than processed cornflakes or cornmeal. Ivan still eats corn, just not at dinner. Because what comforts the soul must also protect the brain. Sweet doesn't always mean safe, but with timing and balance, even comfort food can stay on the table. 8. Asparagus, the elegant vegetable that can quietly dehydrate your brain. Nina was 77, graceful, health conscious, and loved fine food. Asparagus is clean, she told me. I eat it with dinner, lightly steamed olive oil, perfect. But Nina had started waking up with pounding headaches. She felt sluggish in the morning, slightly confused. Her blood tests normal. Her medication unchanged. So what was draining her clarity? Asparagus. Yes, this elegant vegetable was quietly playing against her brain. Here's what's rarely talked about. Asparagus is a natural diuretic. It gently prompts your body to release water. That sounds harmless, even beneficial, but not after 60. Your kidneys process fluids more slowly. Your thirst signals weaken. Your blood thickens more easily at night. So when seniors eat asparagus late in the day, it can gently dehydrate them overnight. And when blood gets thicker and slower, oxygen delivery to the brain drops. That's when silent clots form. And that's how strokes strike with no warning while you sleep. Nina didn't know. She was eating a health food, but at the wrong time. Here's how to enjoy asparagus safely. Eat it at lunch or early dinner, not late at night. Pair it with hydrating foods like cucumber melon or a glass of water. If you're taking diuretics or blood pressure meds, speak to your doctor. Asparagus may intensify the effect. Asparagus still deserves a place on your plate, but after 60 it needs the right moment and right support. Because in a body that runs slower, even water loss matters more than you think. 9. Tomatoes, the bright staple that can disrupt your brain's signals. Yuri 80 had a simple breakfast ritual: toast, soft cheese, and fresh tomatoes. Tomatoes are pure health, he said. Anti-inflammatory, heart-friendly, full of antioxidants. But he had a growing concern. Frequent headaches, a strange buzzing in his head. And twice in 1 month, he woke up with his arm tingling and his vision blurred for a few minutes. Then it passed. Mini strokes, possibly, but why? The answer lay in his beloved tomatoes. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, which also includes eggplants and peppers. They contain compounds like histamines, tyramines, and solanine. In younger bodies, these compounds are managed smoothly. But after 60, with thinner blood vessels, fragile nerve endings, and medications in the mix, these compounds can start doing something dangerous. They constrict or dilate blood vessels unpredictably. They interfere with nerve signaling. And when eaten at night, especially in large amounts, they can cause blood pressure swings, electrolyte imbalances, and brain fog. Worse still, their acidity drains minerals like magnesium and calcium, critical for brain and nerve health. And in some seniors, that equals dizziness, numbness, confusion, sometimes mistaken for aging or worse, missed until a full stroke arrives. Here's how to stay safe with tomatoes. Cook them, heat reduces solanine and boosts lycopene, an antioxidant. Eat them earlier in the day, avoid tomato-heavy dinners. Pair with magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds or spinach to balance acidity. Tomatoes still nourish, but after 60, their chemistry must match your body's new rhythm. Because the brightest foods can cast shadows if eaten at the wrong time. After hearing about these 9 vegetables that can quietly raise your stroke risk after 60, I know what some of you might be thinking. Then what am I supposed to eat now? Let me tell you something very clearly: you don't need to cut out vegetables. You just need to adjust when and how you eat them. Because your body has changed, and the way to stay strong isn't by restriction, but by respect. When you eat the right food at the right time, even your old favorites become your strongest allies. Let me walk you through a simple daily routine that helps your brain, your heart, and your circulation stay safe without giving up what you love. Morning, the safest time for risky foods. Your body flushes best in the morning. Blood is thinner. Sugar is more stable. Spinach. Enjoy it in an omelette or smoothie, but don't combine with calcium or vitamin D pills. Cooked tomatoes. Light sauté boosts. Lycopene reduces inflammation. Pair with magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, oats, or kefir, great for nerves and vessels. This is the time to enjoy foods that might be risky at night safely. Afternoon. Your flexible zone. Digestive fire is strong. Just stay hydrated and combine wisely. Romaine or asparagus salad. Pair with cucumber or a small glass of water. Broccoli. Enjoy in moderate, consistent amounts. Very important if you're on blood thinners. Raw carrots. Eat with hummus yogurt or an egg to slow sugar absorption. This is your most flexible meal of the day. Use it well. Evening. Gentle foods for a slower body. At night, blood thickens and circulation slows. This is where mistakes become dangerous. Avoid raw spinach, raw carrots, romaine, garlic supplements, onions, corn, or heavy tomato dishes. Avoid combining these with diuretics or BP meds. It can magnify dehydration or pressure drops. Choose soft-cooked vegetables like zucchini, pumpkin, or beets. If you use onion or garlic, cook them gently and keep portions small. Drink herbal tea or warm water with lemon to help circulation without overloading the stomach. Lifelong tips to remember. Hydrate steadily throughout the day. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Separate supplements from oxalate-rich or high vitamin K vegetables. Tell your doctor about your regular meals. It helps them adjust your medications properly. Listen to small signs. Fatigue, dizziness, tingling headaches, your blood may be speaking. Remember, it's not the food that changed. It's your body. And if you're willing to change with it just a little, these foods can go from risky to remarkably healing. I've spoken with hundreds of older adults over the years, and do you know what I hear the most? I wish someone had told me this earlier. I eat healthy, but my body still betrays me. I'm doing my best, but I feel like I'm losing control. Let me tell you something from my heart: you are not losing control. You are gaining awareness, and that's the most powerful medicine of all. Your body is not broken. It's not failing. It's simply asking for something new, a gentler rhythm, smarter timing, more balance. Because after 60, health isn't about fighting age. It's about learning to dance with it. You've seen today how spinach isn't bad, it just needs the morning. Garlic isn't dangerous, it just needs to be respected like a medicine. Tomatoes aren't your enemy. They just need to be cooked and eaten earlier. None of these are forbidden. But after 60 timing, hydration, pairing, and awareness are your new superpowers. So I want you to make yourself this promise, just 5 minutes a day, to think about when you eat, to ask yourself how your body feels, to drink that glass of water, to pair your favorite food with the right companion. Because 5 minutes of intention can protect you from a silent stroke. And those 5 minutes, they're what give you years of strength, independence, and clarity. If this video opened your eyes, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. Drop a comment. Which of these vegetables surprised you the most? I read everyone. Because when you speak, you help others. And when you act, you protect your own future. Stay sharp, stay hydrated, stay vital. Because aging isn't decline, it's refinement. And your story is still being written.